Welcome back to MS General Repair. Back on the 70 horsepower Evinrudes. I let the penetrating oil soak overnight, and as expected, it really didn't do anything because everything's just too tight. There's no way for it to seep down in there and get into the threads and do what it needs to do. So we're going to try and heat this up. I've got this insulated off with K-wool strip, which is a spun ceramic refractory insulator to protect wires and this, that, and the other thing from the heat of the torch. I took the spark plug out and put a junk spark plug in there just to seal up the combustion chamber. And so we're going to try to heat this up a little bit and see if we can work that bolt out without snapping it. It may go, it may not. I've got a charged up ABC fire extinguisher sitting over here, so in case anything happens, I don't want to have to run into the garage to get one. Small bolts, and it doesn't take a whole lot to snap them off. I don't like heating aluminum, and I really can't get into the cylinder head or the water jacket head to get that hot where the threads are. All I can do is heat here a little bit, and I don't think they're going to come. I think they're just going to snap. Let me try soaking it down a little bit and with some penetrating oil, and we'll see what it does. So these bolts won't come out, and what we're going to do is we're just going to button it back up, order the rest of the parts for the lower units, get those all repaired and back onto mounted back onto the engines, and then we can take it out on the water and see how it runs, because he doesn't have any history on these engines really. So rather than put a lot of time and labor into boat motors that he doesn't have any history on, we're just going to do what we have to do to get the boat in the water and see how everything is from there, and then determine whether they're worth putting the time and effort into, or if he's just going to bite the bullet and buy new engines for it or something. He's kind of on the fence what he wanted to do when he bought the boat, keep these engines or repower it. So that's where we're at for now. I'm not sure how much time is left on this video, so I may end up adding a little bit to it, or this may be the end of this video, and the next one we'll be putting the lower units back together once we get the parts in. So thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, and have a nice day. Okay, so I've taken the bolts out of both of these motors, the ones that did come loose, and before I put everything back together, I'm taking the bolts and hitting them on the wire wheel, cleaning them up, and then painting them down with some Never Sees before we put them back in. And I know that can be a little frustrating when you turn on a video and there's not much progress being made. But I hope you understand that you know, you're watching it as I'm doing it. I don't make reenactment videos where I do everything ahead of time and then just take it apart and everything comes apart smoothly and no decisions have to be made, and then I look like a hero on video. I just make the videos, and anybody who works on this type of stuff knows that this is the way things go. You know, you do what you can, and sometimes you have to change the game plan on the fly. My preference would have been to just leave these thermostats alone until we got the engines, the water pumps and everything in them, and see if we had to deal with them at that point. But the customer wanted to replace them, so we gave it a try. But I kind of knew ahead of time that this was going to be the outcome, was that some of these bolts were just going to fight every step of the way. And I think the only option is going to be the 3 bolts that wouldn't come loose. We're just going to end up snapping them off, drilling them out, and chasing the threads. So that's going to be the end of this video. I've got to do the same with the bolts on the second engine, but it's more of the same. Just take the bolts out that came out loose, hit them on the wire wheel, paint them down with some Never Sees, and put them back in. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.